and then being in a room over and hearing it scream its head off when somebody's cracking its ribs.
But see, when Ali Carter came back and, also addressed it.
Following Diddy's victory, Ellie Carter exposes who is pursuing her. Diddy did not send his men to kill Ellie Carter because she provided the prosecution the proof to pursue him. The absurd thing is that, despite endangering Ali's life and placing her under witness protection, the prosecutors never used the evidence she provided. According to our lie, she gave the police everything they needed to pursue Diddy when they contacted her, but they chose not to use the evidence she supplied since it required them to pursue other influential individuals within the sector. Since Diddy was their exclusive goal, it was something they really didn't want to do. You see, Ali isn't kidding around. She's back and spilling all the tea as if it were her last day on the planet. You see, Ali was supposed to testify at the beginning of the trial. She was reportedly the third victim, but when it came time for her to speak, she vanished, and her name was removed from the list of witnesses who had been called to testify.
Key witness in the Diddy trial has gone missing. This is super concerning because she is crucial for the case against one of the biggest names in music. She was actually going under a pseudonym like 3 other witnesses in a case, but she decided to waive that right and reveal her identity in her testimony. But now she's MIA. The federal prosecutors don't know where she is, her lawyers don't know where she is, and the prosecutors are using her testimony in the opening statement on May 12. That's not that far away. For now, she's known as Victim 3, and she was subpoenaed, which means that she is required to be there. This all comes as the trial is finally underway this week. The jury will be selected by the end of the day. That's not that interesting. They're all going to remain anonymous. What is interesting is the list of celebrities who were shown to potential jurors to see if they knew them. Those names included Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and Kanye West, none of whom are actually implicated in the case.
Nobody was aware at the time that she had been taken into custody and placed under witness protection, because armed guys stormed into her home just before this and wanted to kill her and her family. People actually believed she had been abducted. Ali broke down in tears as she went live, hysterically to express her fear for her life and the lives of her family. She even went so far as to mention by name a few of the individuals she thought were responsible for the assault. She further claims that these individuals paid thugs to pursue her after leaking her address.
You get pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get abused and re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue a back and forth this week like that fucking mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the speaking out. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my so here you go, you can have it, right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize everything that they're saying. When you realize that that's bullshit, then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside. I don't give a damn about money, numbers on my platforms. You can have all of it. You took everything. The only thing that I give a shit about right now is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way. What am I supposed to do when the people in the authority that you're supposed to go to, you can't go to them?
Allie was ultimately permitted to return home to her family at the conclusion of the trial when Diddy was exonerated of his RICO charges. She went live and criticized the prosecutors for playing in her face as her first action. According to Ally, the Fed prevented her from testifying after they determined that the evidence she possessed had less to do with the freak-offs and more to do with Diddy's child trafficking allegations. However, as you may have noted, the majority of the witnesses the prosecutors called did not discuss his offenses. They were more concerned with telling us how much he enjoyed freaking out.
Witnesses on the case. And I don't know if they even got through all of those witnesses, but Maureen Comey is the prosecutor of this case, on this case in New York City. And she never asked about the children. And, you know, there's so many people who wanted me to be a witness on this trial. And I want to explain jurisdiction.
Because Diddy still has children who rely on him. Allie also attacked those who had been pleading for his release. When Diddy chose to do this, she said he didn't give a damn that she was also someone's child. Sa her at the age of 15. Additionally, he had no trouble controlling Cassie at the age of 19. However, we are expected to feel sorry for his children.
Everybody that is ready to free Diddy and be on the side of pedophiles, they keep calling Sean Combs' children, his twin daughter and his other daughter, You with me still? Yes? Okay. They keep calling them kids. The twins and the daughter is kids. They don't need to be in the case because they're kids. Cassie Ventura was not called a child. Everybody tore that woman apart because they saw a pregnant grown woman sitting on that trial telling her story that everybody covered up as she was 19 years old. People are addressing Sean Combs' kids as kids, but they won't address Cassie as a kid when this happened to her. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was 15 years old when I had dealings with Sean Combs. She was 19. You get me? Okay? We're not talking about the other children that were on this case. Now, as you guys are saying, I told you, the justice system is rigged. I don't know how many ways people need to say that, see it for themselves, research it, dig on it, and not understand that the justice system is rigged. And we've been saying that since the beginning. We went through court cases. We went through private investigators. This is how we have the insurance and the documents and the things and the receipts that we have, because we have been through this so many times before, where the victim is the one who gets the most hell and the predators walk.
Diddy was acquitted of the allegations by the prosecution, according to Allie. She pointed out that the federal government was aware of Diddy's bizarre behavior and illegal ventures as early as the 2000s. Yet, they allowed him to continue until Cassie's lawsuit forced them to take action to appease the public. From the hotel staff all the way from the hotel management themselves, deleting CCTV video, to bodyguards being bribed to blow up cars and kidnap individuals, to even the DA originally attempting to deny Diddy's illicit activities until the lawsuits began pouring in. There were many persons who cleaned up the rooms after the frightening incidents. Many people were aware, but they remained silent because if the money they were receiving from him...
The FBI covered it up for how long? This case was back in 2000, early 2000, right? So let's talk about who's guilty here. The DOJ released a video that at first everybody said, so the people who are telling you that they don't have the Epstein file, they're full of shit. What other way do you want me to explain that? They're lying to you. The ones that are telling you Pam Bondi, that she only had a little bit, that's on the DOJ. They lied to you. They told you that nothing happened, that this man, Sean Combs, was just this rap mogul that everybody loved. No, he couldn't have hurt nobody. He couldn't have did anything. And then all this stuff came out. Well, he did that. But yeah, he couldn't have did anything else. And then something else came out. Okay, well, maybe he did that too. But he couldn't have did anything else. And then something else comes out. How many people did you hear say, I left the party early? I knew about the abuse. I knew about coward. How many maids did it take to clean up a penthouse suite? Know that there was blood and glass everywhere, but they kept their mouth shut because they got paid. Guilty. So we're not talking, let's go back down to the bottom. The hotel manager that you guys never seen his face at first of this hotel, he heard the beat. He heard the screaming. He knew what was going on. He knew that Sean Combs was in there. He knew that he had other girls with him. He knew what was going on. He had the footage. He talked to the security. That hotel manager is who took that footage from the security and said, okay, hand me some money or help me be quiet and I'm gonna shut the hell up. You did not hear anything from that hotel manager until now. But they told you, that hotel manager, if you would have went back then, they would have told you, no, we don't know anything. Cover up. Guilty. The security that were on shift that night, that knew about this footage, that knew he dragged her down the hallway, that knew he kicked her in the back and all over the place. The hotel security that knew about that. They looked away. They got paid off. Guilty. How many ways now the FBI that have had all of this information for a really long time looked away from it as well.
From day one, Ali was more worried about what Diddy was supposedly doing to the children he was smuggling in and out of the nation than she was about the freak-offs. She claimed that some of those children were taken and sacrificed by these celebrities as part of their rituals for glowing youth. The worst aspect is that they spent the entire time in metal chains. Time.ally stated she saw all of these things while working in the sector, and the majority of these children didn't survive. However, she didn't say where these ceremonies were taking place, and the handful that did undoubtedly didn't emerge in the same.
Someone to tell you that there are 3-4-year-olds that people take pride in sticking bars up children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs race them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang children upside down in satanic ritual abuse meetings, and they literally hang them. Literally, by metal prongs, they hang them to get blood dripping out of them, and people go up under and like you're under a rainfall to take their blood. There are situations that I don't think people are ready for. We're not touching the seriousness of trafficking. Like the videos that I've made, the videos that I've started to make, this is not even touching. This is the gist of it, and I think so many people are quick to raise a sign and say adrenochrome, but you don't know what it means, and you don't know why it's such a thing, why it's such a strong thing in trafficking, and how what makes it so strong. What, you know that they're drinking children's blood, but you don't know what they're doing to those children to make their blood strong enough to cause something to flip your system in order to keep you in the fountain of youth. No one believes that because it sounds like an unreal horror Disney movie that someone wrote. You know what I'm saying? It kind of is.
Without the presence of their parents or other responsible adults, these impoverished children were forced to attend those events and endured lifelong trauma. Even more bizarre is Ali's claim that some of Diddy's cronies choose a couple of the male children because they had a penchant. For douche kids, you purposefully feed them stuff that would disturb their stomachs in some way, causing them to get severe diarrhea during the freak-offs. They would force these guys to lie in their feces and record it, as if that weren't awful enough.
When I went, they tried to feed us, and I remember it because when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
orders, jobs like that, you don't eat. You're not allowed to eat. You actually have to starve yourself, because when you have to do those type of jobs, you can't eat because you will throw up.
Really?
If you're doing, or if you are a guy doing it, you will shit everywhere.
Oh boy.
When this happens,
you're perfectly mad at you. Really mad at you. And if that is a fetish for someone, they use that to their advantage. So if you throw up on someone, you will have to eat it. If you on someone, you will have to let.
Now, when it comes to her getting hunted down like an animal, word on the street is Diddy isn't the only one coming after her. Ali revealed the secrets of a lot of other powerful people in the industry, and now they're all coming after her as well, so they can silence her for good. During her recent live, she literally broke down in tears, talking about how her life has been getting threatened since she got back from witness protection. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said they all need to go to prison. It's always about the money. Disgusting. Stop following these people. Another person said it's so obvious that something is wrong in this case, but so many people don't want to know what's happening. They just want to be happy in their ignorance. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Diddy hunting down Ali Carter? And do you think Ali will make it out alive by the end of all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.